Have you ever stared at a half-built table in your garage, the sawdust thick in the air, pieces of lumber scattered around, and wonder where it all went wrong? That moment when a weekend project turns into a pile of wasted material and frustration? This is a reality for thousands of woodworkers chasing plans that promise clarity but deliver confusion. Have you ever questioned if there's a way to ensure every cut, every joint, every step actually works before you even start? For decades, hobbyists and professionals alike have faced this dilemma. The difference between a successful build and a ruined weekend often lies not in skill, but in the resources guiding the process. In my years exploring woodworking methods, reviewing countless plans, and witnessing misaligned joints and wasted wood firsthand, one thing became clear. Most plans are incomplete, inconsistent, or poorly tested. Today, we'll explore why so many woodworkers struggle, what you really need to create consistent results, and the system that addresses these hidden challenges. Consider the first scenario. You decide to build a simple garden bench from a plan you found online. The diagrams are neat, the layout seems promising. But as you cut the side panels, a 1/16 inch misalignment turns the assembly into a nightmare. What should have been a satisfying afternoon becomes a $60 mistake in lumber and hours lost. You tell yourself, I must be doing something wrong, when in reality, the plan itself is flawed. The second scenario, a dining table project that requires precise measurements. You follow the plan meticulously, but steps are skipped, transitions from cutting to assembly are abrupt, and the recommended materials list assumes tools you don't own. You end up improvising mid-build, only to discover that the final piece wobbles or joints fail. The frustration grows. The confidence in your skills diminishes. You might start to avoid similar projects altogether. The third scenario, a custom storage cabinet for an awkward space in your kitchen. You've tried modifying standard plans, but each adaptation introduces new errors. Measurements are off, and suddenly the project won't fit where you intended. After repeated failures, you feel defeated, blaming yourself rather than the incomplete guidance you were given. And here's what all three of these situations have in common. Every failure stems from resources that look complete on the surface but haven't been tested step by step in a real workshop environment. Misaligned diagrams, incomplete instructions, missing hardware specifications. These are the hidden traps. And this is where most people make a mistake that costs them months. They assume skill alone can compensate for flawed planning. Have you ever wondered why even experienced woodworkers keep encountering these same obstacles? The part that surprised me most was realizing the systemic nature of this problem. For decades, plan publishers prioritized aesthetic layouts over practical, verified builds. The result? A culture of wasted weekends and lost confidence. After enough failed projects, I began asking a different question. What if every plan could be built and tested before it ever reached your workshop? This led to a principle that changed everything. Pre-verified, step-by-step instructions ensure that the first cut is a correct cut and the first assembly is the correct fit. Imagine applying this approach to our earlier scenarios. The garden bench plans include exact measurements verified in real builds. The dining table plan lists precise tool requirements and stepwise assembly. The custom cabinet plan accounts for the nuances of tight spaces and variable lumber dimensions. You can follow instructions confidently, knowing each step has been validated by craftsmen. For instance, a woodworker recently requested a corner cabinet plan to fit a uniquely angled wall. Within 2 weeks, a fully tested plan arrived, designed specifically for their space. They reported a perfect fit and a smooth build process. This demonstrates how systematically verified guidance can transform projects from frustrating guesses to predictable results. Now consider the number one concern you might have. I don't have a large shop, advanced tools, or decades of experience. This system is designed for hobbyists and semi-professionals alike. Its tested plans consider tool limitations, small spaces, and realistic budgets, making it accessible while maintaining professional quality results. Several woodworkers, each starting with minimal experience and limited workspace, have successfully completed projects like wall-mounted tool cabinets, step stools, Adirondack chairs, and small workshops, all within modest setups. The core principle is clear. When the resource guiding you is thoroughly tested and detailed, skill gaps are bridged, mistakes are minimized, and confidence grows. Now, reflect on the cost of inaction. Over the next 6 months, Continuing to rely on untested, incomplete plans likely means repeated project failures, wasted materials, and frustrated weekends. Contrast that with a system where verified plans guide every cut and assembly. One consistent, reliable approach could transform those same 6 months into a series of completed projects, skill development, and tangible results. You've already been investing your time and effort. The missing piece has been the planning system that actually works. So, as you look back at past builds, know that each incomplete project is evidence of your effort, not a reflection of your capability. Moving forward, consider what would mean to have a resource that anticipates every challenge, provides clear guidance, and supports your woodworking goals. If you're curious about this approach, the description and pinned comment provide a pathway to explore further. Share your experiences in the comments, and let's continue learning together.